Do you like scary movies?
All right, welcome back to Fright Night Flicks. You're here with your hosts, Dan and Darren.
Hi, what's up, guys?
What is up? And we are continuing on our Friday the 13th adventure. And if you guys don't know, maybe you guys missed an episode. We are now going through series in full. We're not hopping around as much like we did before.
Yeah, when we start a series, we want to finish it because I think it's more fun to go through and seeing how the movie's evolved over time.
Yeah, and it's like when you skip like episodes, you forget what even happened in the previous one and it kind of throws you off. You have to almost catch back up.
No, 100%.
I just think it's a better way.
I agree.
Okay. So this week we're going on Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Made in 1984. If you guys haven't watched this before, we're going to do a brief overview, initial impressions. Sorry, it's more of like a synopsis. We're going to give our initial impressions, break down the full movie, and then we'll finish up with our final rating, 0 to 10. How did it come out? And some like fun facts about the movie. That's what we're doing. We're doing facts now.
Okay. All right. Hey, you run the show here. Whatever you say.
I think it's good. If you guys love this podcast, you want to help support it, hey, join our Patreon and check it out. You will get monthly bonus podcasts. We already have like 4 or 5 up there. Early access to episodes. Sometimes we put these out pretty early. So if you're interested, that's cool too. Ad-free episodes and access to our Discord. So check it out. Join up. We'd love to have you. And if you guys don't want to do that, I thought you were going to say something you did not.
No, please. We'd love to have you. And thanks to all our existing patrons.
Yes. And if you guys don't want to spend the money, totally get it. If you could leave us a review, it'd be greatly appreciated. If you leave it on Apple, we'll read it on here. But hey, if you just hit the stars, we're cool with that too.
Yeah, the reviews help us probably the most. So thank you for everyone who's done it in the past and in the future.
Yeah. All right, let's get into Friday the 13th, part 4, the final chapter.
This is it.
Dun, dun. Yeah, this is the last one. We're done, right?
No, yeah, this is just the beginning.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's the next one, I think.
That's true, huh?
Yeah. So after being announced dead and taken to a morgue, Jason Voorhees spontaneously revives, escapes from the hospital, and stalks a group of friends renting a house in the countryside near Crystal Lake.
I always like these synopsises or overviews. It's always just like simple, very simple. And hey, guess what? The movie is simple.
I'm like, is that wrong though? That's exactly what happens.
Yeah. No.
All right. This is directed by Joseph Zito. Writers Victor Miller. I think he must write every one of these.
Oh, was he on the last one?
Yeah.
Dude, you say the names, I forget them just as quick.
Yeah, Victor Miller, Ron Kurtz, and Martin Kitrusser. Sorry if I mess up your name. Stars Eric Anderson, Judy Arnston, and Peter Barton. I'm not great with actors and actresses. They are who they are.
The only one I recognize is the guy that was in Back to the Future.
He's not even on that list.
He's not?
No, he's not. We'll get into that.
Jimmy. Jimmy's his name.
Old Jimmy. Yes. Okay, I forgot the actor's name. Well, I have it down in the notes. We'll get to it. So, tomato meter. This got a rating of 22% by the critics, 54 audience.
That would be a 52, Daniel.
That is a 52. Yes.
Okay. So what were your thoughts? Do you agree, disagree?
I kind of agree with that. Not the critics. I never even look at the critics' ratings. I'm going to be honest.
I just don't respect critics.
They're all over the place. We're not on the same page. What a critic likes and what I like are different.
Yeah, it's like movie composition and deep thoughts. I'm superficial and very shallow.
Yeah.
Same thing.
It's funny because I start to compare this with some of the movies because I've already watched like a few that are coming up.
Oh, okay.
And I start to compare. This one's not that bad. I like this one. Coming from the last one was a little all over the place where we had bikers and all kinds of stuff, which people do like. This one, I liked it. I'd say overall, I enjoyed it. I like going back to the lake. Obviously, you're going to always end around the lake. I think I like the cast of characters. Was it like the greatest movie? Yeah, but I think I enjoyed it.
No, and that's to me like the key is like the first time I watch it, I just kind of gathering my thoughts. And if I want to watch it again a second time, which I did in this case, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. You know, I liked and I'm not going to spoiler. I'm not going to spoil too much. I like that they didn't show Jason a ton. I feel like there's a lot of like him around, but you don't see too much of him. In the last one we watched, I hated how when we talked about how you saw him moving and running and chasing. You don't see that much, and too much of his face last one too.
Yeah.
You see a little face in this one, but it's okay.
Yeah. No, I would agree. There's a little bit, some of the storyline and the characters get kind of like, there's a little stuff left out, I'll say.
Oh, it's not a great movie.
Yeah.
It's not good, but it's fun. Because it's funny when I start to like review these or whatever, I think of them in the world of the Friday the 13th. Like it's going to be a different style of movie. It's not going to be great acting. It's going to be kind of corny. But did you enjoy your time with it? Yeah,
absolutely.
I did.
Yeah, I would say definitely. Well, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
Let's start off with a story around a campfire, explaining the history. So basically, they start off with a bunch of kids around the campfire, explaining the history of Jason, where he came from to where we're at now, which actually isn't even a bad thing to go over because, like, episode what we don't have to run through each episode, but basically, Jason's mom was the killer. Jason arrived at the end of that one. Then he became the killer. And that's where we are.
Well, no, because then we had third where he would continue to kill, but he had a mask.
Oh,
right?
That's right. The third actually became the hockey mask.
Yeah. So the start of this one, it's the kids around the campfire, but it's from TCM. It's from the second movie.
Is that the
it's
same?
part 2.
Okay, that's what I was wondering if it was the same campfire.
Yeah, Packanack Lodge, I believe.
Yeah. So they show the kids sitting around, all that stuff, and basically, I mean, they're showcasing some of the great kills. And I gotta say, they showed the handstand kill, which is from the last movie, which we liked. And then the wheelchair down the stairs were like my favorite.
That was brutal, but that was great. Yeah.
Yes, I love the wheelchair. And then it ended with Jason's out there. Dun, dun, dun. All right. So we cut to a police scene. So they start us off with the scene from the last movie where they were at the barn where Jason killed everyone and actually got himself killed.
Right.
So the cops are there. There's bodies being carried off on stretchers. And we see Jason's body is actually still there at the barn. A little shocking.
Yeah, and you know what? I liked this scene because I like seeing the aftermath of what happened in the last movie. And you're watching him clean up the mess. Paramedics are arriving. I like the paramedics arrived and they're like, oh, what do we got? And they're like, oh, there's like 10 people dead. And they're like, well, why are we here? Then they're already dead. It's like, it's a weird reaction.
Yeah, they're all dead. You can pull it up over there.
All dead. Some emergency.
Well, to be honest, as a paramedic myself, you don't pick up dead bodies. Maybe they used to do that. That's not a thing we do. That's a coroner thing.
Oh, okay. I mean, but
so I would say the same thing. Why are we here?
Well, if you would not though, if you arrived at a scene, they're like, oh, guess what? There's 10 dead bodies here. One guy killed them all. He's there too.
Yeah. I'd be like, okay, that's crazy. But again, why are we here? Because there's nothing we need to do.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
That's true. That's a fact. So I did like one of the paramedics. They have, of course, the old salty guy. And he says, this guy who's been leaving all the white stuff. So because they said like, I should preface that. They said the cops are like, hey, this is your guy right here. And he said, oh, this guy has been leaving the white stuff.
This the guy's been leaving the wet stuff?
I don't understand. What's the white stuff?
Dude, that's hilarious. You said that because I heard it and I almost rewound, but I'm like, I don't know what that means. So I skipped over it. I mean, when I think of a guy leaving the white stuff, I don't think about bodies.
So my thought is maybe like the chalk outlines, but I don't remember if there's any chalk outlines. I don't know what the white stuff is. That's subtitled too. I even checked the subtitles.
Maybe it was like they're referencing chalk outlines. That would make more sense. It's still a weird thing to say.
It's the only thing I could think of. So anyways, they did say last time he got 7 kids, all 3 and 3 bikers. So 7 kids, 3 bikers last movie. But this time they got him.
Ooh, yeah, which is true.
Is that how that's kind of, last time they got 7 kids and 3 bikers, but this time they got him.
Well, I guess, yeah.
But that's like this time, right?
They
This
also
time
got-
I don't know, whatever.
I don't know.
Who knows? Anyways, long story short, the medics load him up and they take him to the morgue. Now we arrive at the morgue and we're going to meet quite a character named Axel.
Oh, this dude loves to watch Jazzercise.
Dude, this dude is just a straight up horn dog. Like, just a creepy, weird. He gets the Predator vibes where he may be messing with bodies, like that kind of guy.
Yeah, he made some weird joke and he's doing the thing where he's eating food. He puts the food on the body while he's talking to the cops. He's just carefree.
Got one more over there.
Real cute girl. Was.
Well, she still is. All you got to do is go over there, take off your pants.
Nice talk. Real nice.
No respect, I would say.
No respect.
No respect. So he's there with Nurse Robbie. That's who we're going to be seeing down here. Now, at first, I'm like, this dude is like hardcore, like sexual harassment type dude. But we kind of learned there's a little bit of a relationship with Nurse Robbie.
Well, it's a funny thing that tends to happen in these movies where it's like a guy likes a girl, but the girl doesn't really seem to like the guy. This pattern happens in these movies for some reason. Because you're right. It's like, oh, I feel like the guy's like harassing this girl. She's not into it, but she actually is. She's playing like hard to get, I guess. I don't know.
She's kind of totally into it in some weird way.
Whatever.
I don't know. Anyways, Axel ends up going to his room or something, but she follows him. So I called it Axel's lair because it felt like creepy and weird.
Yeah, it's like dark, a TV, and there's a dead body of, guess who? Jason's just laying there.
Yeah, Jason's just sitting on the gurney with a sheet covering him. And Axel, again, you mentioned it, jazzercise. It's weird. He's just watching it nonstop.
I know. Was this a real video? I was thinking, because it's a girl doing jazzercise, but it's just pretty much just thrusting and a lot of butt in the shot.
At one point, there's like 3 butts stuck together that are jazzercising.
I know. I'm like, is that the same girl? Is that a mirror, or is that 3 different people?
I don't know. It was weird.
It's wild.
But either way, they're hanging out in there. They're watching the news at one point. Then it shows like the killings that happen. And the nurse is kind of excited because they talked about where the body is now, and it's with them.
Yeah, which is crazy. But
yeah. Well, it gets crazier because, again, Jason's dead body is right there. And these two start hardcore making out.
Yeah, well, they're going to hook up. The writing's on the wall. They're going to hook up. But here's it's not even just that it's Jason. It's like there's a dead body in there. Who would hook up next to a body? That's
some
crazy.
sick people.
That's a crazy move.
Both of these people are crazy. And they are working.
Yeah, at a hospital. So,
yeah,
whatever.
All crazy. Anyways, as they're like making out, laying on each other, Jason's hand comes down.
Jesus Christmas!
It like rubs against the nurse, and she just totally flips out, which is understandable. But she kind of gets mad at Axel for some reason. It's just kind of a weird situation. And then she runs off.
She gets mad at him. It's like, well, you knew the body was there too.
Yeah, we're both aware there's a dead body.
I mean, it's weird. I get it. But yeah, it's kind of on you.
It could scare you, but whatever. So she ends up going to the bedroom. We'll meet up with her in a minute. Axel puts bedroom.
Oh, okay.
Axel ends up taking Jason, putting him in the icebox. But as he shuts him in, the door slowly creeps open.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dude, the music is great too.
Yeah. So long story short, Axel goes back, watches his jazzercise. Jason sneaks up behind him with a hacksaw. I guess that's used in a morgue. I don't think they cut up bodies like that, but whatever. Pulls a hacksaw, pretty much hacks his head off.
Well, he hacks him, and then first sign of the strength of this Jason, just snaps that head.
Yeah, head snapper.
Yeah, so obviously Jason's back. That's what we're seeing.
Yeah.
And he's maybe stronger since death.
I'll tell you, he's wasting no time with his kills.
No. He's on a mission.
Yeah. Then he goes over, finds the nurse in the room, grabs her by the throat, does the lift off the ground with like a scalpel or knife, I forget what it is, in her stomach, and just carves.
Oh, dude, that one was kind of gnarly too, because it's the jab and then the pull through down to the sternum, through the sternum. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a sternum. Over there. All right, so that's Jason. We know he's coming back. He's on a warpath. He's murdering. Let's meet the good guys. So we cut over to the Jarvis family, and for them, we have Trish, Tommy, and Mrs. Jarvis. So Trish is kind of the main character. Trish and Tommy, like his brother, sister. Mrs. Jarvis is around for now. She's nice, a nice lady. She kind of just disappears. I'm going to be honest.
She literally, I'll just give it away. She screams, and that's the last we see of her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In this movie, there's some parts where you're like, I feel like there's a scene we should have seen somewhere. Like she should have her body somewhere.
Unless we missed it, I never saw her body, so it was like unconfirmed if she even died.
Well, there's also Jarvis, the family dog.
No, it's not. It's not Jarvis. Gordon.
Sorry, Gordon, the Jarvis family dog.
Could you imagine calling the dog Jarvis too? Jarvis.
Gordon, who you think's gonna like do something in this movie? No.
I mean, I think he crashed through a window at some point, maybe.
But that's like for no reason. It's really weird.
No, he didn't help that much. Not a great boy.
Not a great boy. So we learn that there's a house next to the Jarvises that's going to be rent out by all these kids. There's kids coming to town.
Right. So the Jarvises live like deep in the woods. They make a point that they're kind of secluded out there in the middle of nowhere, but obviously it's near Crystal Lake where all these killings have happened. And I will say they haven't seemed that alerted or that nervous about what has been going on around them.
Dude, it's like mass murders all over the place.
Dude, I was thinking, this is the 4th movie. So we've had, I'm not doing a count. Let's say conservatively, like 20 people have died.
Yeah, maybe.
In a shorter amount of time. Like, that's a lot of people in a small community. there would be like outrage. I would leave this area.
Who would stay there?
I know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Crazy. But the Jarvises,
Good
they're
family.
tough.
Good
They're
people.
tough. Yeah.
No father. I don't know what happened.
I don't think they said.
No.
I don't
He's gone
remember.
though.
Just not there.
And one thing I will just say real quick, and our little boy Tommy, he's a very smart little kid. He likes to do masks. He's into video games. He's very technically savvy.
Tommy's awesome.
Yeah, he's great.
This is Tommy Jarvis for those who played the game.
I know, right?
Put it together.
I know.
Put it together. But this isn't, yeah, we'll get into it. There's some iterations of Tommy Jarvis throughout the films.
Do you know more than me? I don't remember.
Yeah, this is a good one. There's one that's not so good.
Oh,
We'll get to
it's
it.
disappointing.
Yeah. All right. So that's our protagonists, whatever you would call them. We also have our cast of victims. That's what we'll say. The college kids, right?
Yeah.
So we meet them. They're in a station wagon and they're traveling to their vacation rental, which is next to the Jarvises. So we're going to run you through real quick the cast, kind of give an overview so you kind of know who they are, and then we'll break it down. So Crispin Glover, that's his name. That is who plays Jimmy. And he's also, I think he's the dad of Marty McFly, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And socially awkward to say the least.
Yeah, we learn he had a past relationship. He has issues. He's very insecure with women.
I treated her right. That's what's driving me so crazy.
Very much, and likes to talk a lot about it. But it's cringy. He's very cringe.
He seems like a nice guy, but insecure.
Right. There's Ted, who thinks he's a ladies' man, kind of just an idiot, kind of annoying.
He laughs constantly. He is very annoying.
Yeah.
Purposefully.
So we also have Sarah, who's like the shy girl who's with Doug. She seems nice but shy. And Doug, you barely even see in the movie.
Bro, I didn't even realize Doug existed until like my second watch. I'm like, wait, there was another guy?
Yeah, dude, it gets confusing, okay? And I also like to read these so I can remember all the people.
Well, and that's my knock with these movies. I honestly think sometimes you could do with less people, but more developing the characters till you get a feel of who they are and you actually care. But a lot of times, like with these victims, even in this case, I don't really have a relationship with any of the people that much. I don't really care whether they live or die. I prefer they all live, but I know what movie I'm watching, so.
Well, when they introduce so many that you don't even know who they are at times, it's like hard to really care.
On the first watch, I was so confused on who was with who.
Oh, dude, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. So we also have Paul and Sarah and Sam, and I'm trying to pair them together as couples. So
because that's really how it plays out, though. Because this movie, the main story is Jason, but there's also these love connections that are like the sub stories.
There's a little bit of drama in there too.
Oh yeah,
And
I like a little drama.
Yeah. So there's Sam and Paul. Neither of them really have much of a story. We'll see a little bit of Samantha, but Paul is kind of just there.
Paul, there, I know nothing about Paul. Sam, it's kind of alluding that maybe she gets around or people think she gets around. I don't know why that's important, but it is.
Yeah, it's a thing. Yeah, it's like people think it, but then she makes it clear that that's not even true.
Yeah, that's all I really know about her.
So, and then there's also, we'll meet twins, Tina and Terry. I'm not going to remember those names, but there are twins. We'll call them the twins.
Are they twins?
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. They're dressed the same. I didn't know that they were supposed to be twins. They look alike, so it makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, they look identical.
Yeah, they do.
Like, you should know.
It's hard to say.
All right. So back to getting to know these kids, who they really are. So they start out with Jimmy talking about his recent breakup with old BJ Betty.
Why do you call her that?
That's what they call her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was with BJ Betty. So basically him and Ted are going back and forth in the car, and Jimmy is just like, I'm so horny. That's his talk.
Well,
So-
Jimmy blew it, and somehow the relationship didn't go well. Betty she kind of ghosted him.
You're totally made that up. He broke up with her.
He said that, but I feel like the real story was that she just wasn't calling him back.
Oh,
Broke up with BJ Betty, so to speak. And would you lighten up on her? She's all right. I mean, that girl wanted to be treated right. I treated her right. That's what's driving me so crazy. And then she wouldn't even take my calls. I mean, can you figure that? What the happened?
I know he said he broke up with her, but it sounded like he was just saying that to me, like to save face.
that would actually make a lot of sense.
Can we also say what a crazy car this is? The
Why?
back was like wide open. It's like a
Oh,
trunk.
it was kind of like station wagon-ish with an open back.
Yeah, apparently that was a thing. I have never seen that before.
I don't know. I didn't even look that close at it.
Yeah, whatever.
All right. So while they're on their journey, they get lost like immediately. It didn't last very long, but they're in the area, right? they make it a point to show where they are, and we see Mama V's gravestone.
Yeah.
Mrs. Voorhees.
So they're close to the site.
We're getting close.
Are we going to talk when Jimmy and Ted talk about the girl? Because Ted calls him a dead F.
I wasn't even going to bring it up.
I only brought that up because that actually plays a big role between Jimmy and Ted's relationship.
Yeah, so Ted thinks he's a ladies' man. He can hook up with everyone, and he basically clowns on Jimmy the whole time about how he's a dead F.
You're a dead a dead a lousy lay, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like just so obviously not going to get any girls.
Right.
So that will come back. So anyways, we'll get into that when we get there.
Shelf it.
So as they're driving, we drive by a hippie hitchhiker. And this is a very strange scene because she's there just trying to hitchhike. They drive by, they yell at her, "Got a sister, rough," which is just kind of a weird thing to say.
I mean, it shows you they're kind of jerks. It was probably Ted that said that, right?
I'm pretty sure it was Ted.
Yeah, Ted's annoying.
Yeah, so the weird thing with her, she never speaks. She just flips them off and then walks back and starts eating a banana.
It's a small point, but you're right. Like, she's angry. There wasn't a word that was ever said. I thought, which I kind of thought that was weird.
I don't even know if a word, I don't think she even made a noise. It was really silent.
Her whole sole purpose is to get stabbed by Jason.
Which we might as well get there. She's eating a banana. Here's a twig snap behind her. Jason sneaks up, grabs her by the hair, and shoves a knife through the back of her neck.
And then the banana falls.
Over. So this is where I realized Jason ain't effing around in this movie. It's like there's no time. He's already got 3 kills under his belt.
Well, that's what I like. In other movies, Jason kind of plays around. This one, Jason's like, to me, it feels like Jason's on a mission to kill. And he's just going one to the next to the next.
Right.
Why does he, now I'm thinking about, why is he even chasing these kids?
He's just going home.
Yeah, but I guess he just runs into them. They're just on his way, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm not sure how I'm trying to remember how he gets to him.
I don't know. He saw them drive by, apparently, because they drove by the hitchhiker. He killed the hitchhiker, and you can tell he's moving that direction.
Right. Yes, he is. All right, back with the Jarvises. They're having a little Jarvis sandwich. I thought that was cute. They squished little Corey Feldman, you know?
No, Jarvis!
Dude, the Jarvises are great.
Yeah, they're having a great time. You got the golden retriever, who's the big dog, Gordon.
Yeah.
And again, not going to help out much, but he's there. So we see the kids next door have arrived. And Trish, Gordon, and Tommy all go next door to meet him. And again, it's like these scenes are kind of cut short. It's like they make a connection, but you don't really get the feeling that they're going to be hanging out or anything.
No, and one thing we'll just say to give some context to the area. Again, they're in the middle of nowhere, it seems, and there's only 2 houses that happen to be next to each other, and that's all that's around, and you're in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you're right, yeah, they meet up. It's really just so we can see the characters have now established some sort of relationship.
I'm Trish. Hi, Trish. Hi.
Well, it's kind of weird because they like meet up again, and it just seems like random, but it's, I guess not, but they didn't really build like they were supposed to meet up.
It seems like they like Trish. Like these new characters like Trish, but they don't really know her. So I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, we'll get to it because they'll meet up here multiple times. Anyways, we just see that there's a little bathroom scene where you talked about Sarah and Sam are in the bathroom where they're building on, I guess, the backstory where Sam is thought to have been a little bit of a, wild girl.
Promiscuous. Well, you know what, now I'm thinking about it, it plays both ways because you kind of see Sam's wilder and Sarah's more conservative.
I don't know how you do it. You do it with everybody.
Oh, I do not. I mean, you know how guys are. They lie about that all the time. They say that about everybody.
They don't say anything about me.
Right. You think she's going to be maybe the main girl, actually.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Possible.
I would say she's a contender right now.
She is a contender.
Just got to stay on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
Don't make any mistakes.
We'll see. So anyways, and then they're setting up too that Sarah and Doug are going to be spending time together. So Sarah's nervous about being around Doug, but she's excited to like get to know him.
Explore possibilities. God, aren't we all?
All right. So I like this scene. Later that night, Tommy's in his room and he's watching through his window and he catches any kid. It's like the Shangri-La, he sees a girl changing across the way.
I mean, dude, this dude's going nuts too. Tommy is just like about to bust.
Bricked up.
I mean, it did make me laugh. He's like yelling and throwing himself on his bed. It's like, bro, you gotta chill.
Yeah, hold it back. Anyways, I just thought that scene was funny. So the next day, the gang decides to walk over to Crystal Point or Crystal Lake. I don't know. I think they said Crystal Point. I assume Crystal Lake. It's a lake.
Well, I assume it's like a location to go swimming at Crystal Lake. It's like the point.
Okay, that probably makes sense. So this is at this point, this is all the college kids. This isn't Trish and all that.
Yeah, the Jarvises are doing their own thing. This is the kids going to have fun.
Yeah, so Jim and Ted on the way. Again, they're having more sex talk and just talk. Basically, Ted's making fun of Jimmy.
Yeah, more of the same.
Yeah, I'm just trying to build that because there's some payback that comes.
That's a big part of the story is Ted making fun of Jimmy, and well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, so the twins arrive. They're riding their bikes down this trail, and they just happen to run into the friend group.
Sorry.
And again, these twins are very good looking.
Yeah, wearing the
So-
same clothing too, as twins do.
Yes, as twin. Well, we're kind of close. I don't know.
We don't do that stuff though.
Yeah.
I guess our parents did dress us up alike when we were younger, but we
That
grew
is-
out. You grew out of it.
At the age of these girls, it's weird, but these girls are kind of wild.
Yeah, but there's also the weird twins that really identify with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's hard for them to split the personalities apart.
Yeah, these two are odd, I will say.
There is some strange behavior. and
Like
we'll-
they're very promiscuous. I'll say that, and they may just be bad people.
Oh, okay. Well,
We'll get into it when we get into it. 'Cause I don't think they're afraid. They kind of just want to hook up and don't care what lies in the wake of that.
I mean, they're just dogs, man. that one twin, Tina,
It doesn't matter. Don't even
she's
try.
a dog.
There's the good looking one and the ugly one, and the only reason I say that is because that's the way they're described in here.
Yeah, and to be real, both of them are cute.
Yeah,
so.
I don't even see a difference personally, but whatever. So, anyways, the twins arrive, and then for some reason, Sarah just like goes to the car. I don't know why that happened, and it's never like she really did anything. She just leaves the group and goes to the car, and then she's back later.
That was totally inconsequential. It didn't matter. You know what? She went to the car to drive the car to the point. That's why, because I think they said it was going to be a far distance. She's like, okay, I'll just take the car over there, and they're going to walk the rest of the way.
Well, why didn't they just drive there?
That's a great point. I thought the same thing. I don't know.
Okay, whatever. Anyways, they end up making it to the lake, and this is where it gets a little hot.
This is where I like to think F-13 really found itself.
Yeah. This is what it's about.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of boobs, okay? And we got twin boobs. So, and for you ladies out there, for whoever's interested, there's also men ass shots.
There's some guy buns as well. I mean, this is like, they're going to show it all.
Yes. So we have a whole skinny dipping situation, okay? So they're all swinging on ropes. Everybody's naked in the lake. That happens.
Yeah. You know what? Are we going to talk about when Tommy gets there?
Yeah.
This part had me dying laughing.
Yeah. So, well, do we have anything else? The skinny dipping? I'm just going to go ahead and say it though. Yeah. Never done it. Also not interested in being around a bunch of naked dudes.
No, I'm not into the skinny dipping scene. I was never excited to go skinny dipping. I never did either.
Here's my thought. If I'm naked, there's a purpose for it. And being around all those people, I just don't think it's going to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, yeah. I mean, I don't think we need to say anything else.
Yeah. So anyways, they're all skinny dipping. And that's when Tommy and Trish arrive at the lake.
So this was really funny because Jimmy was getting ready to go skinny dipping. And I think he did get naked just as Tommy gets there.
Oh, I didn't notice that part.
It just made me laugh because Jimmy's like afraid to do it. He finally does it, and a little boy sneaks up. Just a bad scene, bad time.
Yeah. So Tommy and Trish are there. Tommy, of course, sees these girls in the lake and he's going wild, loving it, right?
I mean, dude, come on. Who won
But
it?
this is also like, again, I'm like, why are they even here? Like, why did Trish and Tommy? I guess we're to assume they plan on meeting up here.
It didn't really seem that way, though. You're right, because the reason they ended up even going down to that area is because they pulled up next to the car that's there now, and the dog went out and ran towards where the people were, and Tommy had to chase him. Then they found everyone. It didn't seem like it was a plan to meet up. I don't know why they are there.
And if it was a plan, you're not going to bring your young brother. Like,
Oh, heck. Well, yeah. No, that's weird.
yeah. Well, I mean, she didn't know if they're skinny, do we?
Well, and they didn't look like they were ready to swim either, so I don't know why they're there at all.
Who knows? Anyways, Trish sees this. Is like, I got to get Tommy out of here. They get in the car and leave.
Come on in! No, thanks. I think I'm overdressed.
But shortly down the road, the car breaks down. And this is where we see Tommy and some of his skills. He gets out, and this kid like knows a lot about cars. He can fix this stuff.
Yeah, Tommy's like in the engine. Hey, I couldn't even do half the stuff this guy's doing. I couldn't do anything this guy's doing.
You couldn't.
I don't even know what I'm looking at. If I
don't
open
even
up-
know if you could open a hood.
I do know how to do that.
That's what we're dealing with
In
here.
some vehicles.
So Tommy works on the car. He can't quite get it to work. Then we have Rob arrive out of nowhere.
Rob Dyer.
This storyline was weird.
This got really weird, and we'll talk about it. Well, here, let me just finish this part. So Rob gets out. He like bridges some gap to help the car start. I don't know. That looked crazy. He pulled a knife out. Okay. And then like somehow was able to like complete a circuit to make it start.
Yeah. Again, I'm not a car guy. I don't know how that works, but he does seem very nice and helpful.
He does, but also very odd. So he gets in the car and they start talking to him like, what are you doing here? Like, what are you hunting? Because I think he has a gun too. And Tommy says he's hunting bear.
No. Rob says he's hunting bear.
Sorry, Rob. That's the new guy. Rob says he's hunting bear. And then he asks if there's any kids at the lake.
What are you hunting for up here?
Bear.
You can't be hunting for bear.
How about kids? Are any kids, vacationers?
Yeah, a bunch of kids moved in yesterday.
Like, so.
Yeah, has any new kids come to town?
Yeah, it gets like super weird because he's like, I guess they said they were coming from the lake. He's like, well, are there any kids there?
If you didn't know why he was there, it'd be very weird. You think this guy's, something's like wrong with him.
Let me just go back. He specifically asked if there's any kids. Okay.
You know why he's there, though.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that I thought was super weird. So they should be a little nervous about this guy, is what I'm saying. He's got weapons on and he's asking about kids.
Yeah, and they know he said, oh, I'm hunting bear. And even Tommy's like, that's a lie.
Yeah, and this dude just came out of the woods.
Right.
So
can we just say what he's doing or no?
We'll get to it.
Okay.
So they end up going back to the house and they're going to drop him off. They take him to their house. Again, these are things that I'm like, would you do that with a stranger? I wouldn't want him to know where I live, but guy out in the woods with weapons looking for kids, just saying. It is what it is. They invite him in the house. Tommy goes up and shows him his room, which again, they like Rob. They like him already. And Rob's not a bad guy, but he seems bad.
That's a crazy move though, to pick up a hitchhiker and be like, hey, let's let him go up to the room with my little brother.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's a crazy move.
Crazy move. But anyways, the cool thing is Tommy shows him all these masks. So Tommy is into making masks and he's freaking good at it.
Dude, that little troll mask is like next level.
The one he puts on his hand?
Yeah, like I've never seen any normal person make a mask like that.
It was awesome looking.
Yeah, it was great.
So Tommy's very talented, okay? Likes scary stuff, makes great masks, and he knows how to fix things.
And really what we know is the kid's smart. A smart kid.
Yeah, there's some stuff in the facts afterwards that you'll be like, oh, that's interesting, but I don't want to tell you now.
Oh, man.
Wait till the end.
All right.
All right, come back to the lake. Sarah ends up getting back in the lake. So they talk her into jumping in. Wait, sorry, I said that weird. Sarah came back from earlier. Remember, she went to get the car. She's just there at the lake now.
She's not into the skinny dipping scene.
No. So Sam is in the water, trying to convince her to jump in. Sam does this little play dead where she floats under the dock.
Solid move.
Again, she's topless. Okay. I'm just saying it is what it is. Floats under and then pulls Sarah in, a little jump scare type thing.
Yeah. And the main thing is they're trying to see Sarah's, letting her walls down a little bit. She's going to have some fun tonight.
Yeah. Well, let's just get to tonight. So later that night, we're back at the house. Jimmy shows off some of the most amazing dance moves I've ever seen.
I couldn't tell. So again, it's nighttime. The party's kicking off now.
Here's also, guys, if you want to know how to hook a woman and you get a chance to dance, you got to do this one because this is something else.
Do you think that the actor was dancing purposefully bad? Or was this?
No, I think this is purposefully bad. And we may have a fact on this afterwards.
Oh, okay. Because this dance moves were horrible and hilarious.
It was great.
I can't say I'm not a good dancer either, but I know my lane, right? And if you're around girls like that and you're not there's something to that. Well, you know what? I'm going to contradict myself. There is something to be said about confidence. The dude had confidence.
He went 100%.
And then, hey, spoiler alert, it's going to pay off.
It's going to pay off. Guys, take notes. So he does this dance, and it's the most spastic, craziest looking dance I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's great.
It's like, I don't know if you guys watch Seinfeld, but there's the Elaine dance. This is Elaine times 100.
It's Elaine on crack, yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. So we see Ted's trying to hook up with a twin. Jimmy's trying to hook up with a twin. they're starting. I guess this whole thing is like the party's starting, right? We have these couples. There's the other two. I forgot their names, Sam and Ted, or Sam and somebody else. I don't remember their names. Sarah and Sam. I don't even remember.
Sarah, but whatever, it doesn't matter.
There's another couple. Long story short, the twins are over there and they're shotgunning beers. That's why I'm saying these twins are kind of wild.
Well, not only shotgun. Okay, we gotta talk about this. That shotgun beer thing was the worst shotgun I've ever seen. One girl literally just dumped it on her face. Did you see that?
No.
Oh,
I didn't even notice.
Bro, I don't even think she drank any of it. Just poured it on her face.
I mean, I take notes while I'm doing, so sometimes I don't pay attention. Didn't they shotgun and they hold them up?
I can't remember the technicalities of how they shotgun the beer. They did have it holding up, and it was pouring on their faces.
Yeah, you got to get into the beer when you shotgun.
Yeah, I haven't seen it really done this way, but I'm not a big shotgun beer guy.
Yeah. Anyways, but it seems like the twins are the only ones like going hard. You know what I mean? Like everyone else is kind of chill, and they're just. I mean, shotguns. You're making a statement.
I would say they're bringing the fun, though.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, and I mean that's the funny thing again about this movie is everyone's pairing off. It's like everyone's gonna hook up tonight.
Okay, well, this is where it gets interesting. I say these twins are a bit of a problem because one of the twins starts flirting in front or with Paul in front of Sam. So, and I guess I should say this. So at first, Ted is actually hitting it off with one of them. Ted's hitting it off. Jimmy's trying, but it's Jimmy.
Yeah,
and. So Paul again is with Sam. He's already got his girl, and they seem like pretty solidified.
They seem like they're a couple.
But this twin immediately like kind of breaks that up, and Paul's not against it.
What do you want?
You don't mind, do you?
It seems to be getting a bit close in here for me.
No, Paul goes for it, which is a crazy move to go to a vacation with a girlfriend. I'm assuming they seem like their boyfriend, girlfriend. And then immediately try to pivot to another girl while your girlfriend's in the house?
And it's not only bad on that part, it's also like, I imagine him and Ted are friends. They came here together. You know your boy's going for it, and you just decide to leave your girl and take his girl?
And
Savage.
then thinking from the twins' perspective, she just showed up, met these people, and is going after another girl's guy.
That's what I'm saying. Savage. Though.
Yeah.
All I know is they're going to die.
I mean, they deserve it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy all the way around.
So at this point, Sam has her man like taken in front of her, right?
Right.
So she decides she's going to like go out to the lake and go for a swim. And she's trying to lure Paul out there too.
Oh, you know that. I was going to say, we all know that move. Like, hey, I'm mad. I'm going to go out and get naked for a swim.
Yeah. And she kind of like said things are getting too close in here, which in reality, you'd be like, what the F are you doing, twin? Like, that's my guy, you know?
Or, hey, my boyfriend, what do you think you're doing? You're like going to just dance with this girl right in front of me?
Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, so she goes out to the lake, jumps in the water. Now it's dark. It's pitch black outside, and she's just full on skinny dipping, going for it. But in the middle of the lake, there's a raft.
Just chilling.
Just a raft.
Well,
so
can I say this too? I mean, I don't know. Times are different. Maybe I'm just like maybe I'm a city slicker here. I would never in a million years swim out in the lake, especially naked, by myself.
I do see scenarios where I may do that.
You don't.
Not by myself.
Naked?
No. I mean, if you were younger and there was a girl with you, I could see that happening. But yeah, solo, no.
Yeah.
Solo for sure not. Maybe if you're like in front of a crowd with clothes on, I would jump in and swim, but not solo.
Well, and being a guy, there's always the slight chance something could come bite you underwater while you're naked.
It's a little worm.
Yeah. That just goes through guys' heads, you know? A little tiny worm.
You're the little tiny worm. Anyways.
I mean, it's cold outside, you know?
So anyway, she goes in the raft, she gets in, she starts calling for Paul. Like, I guess she hears something. Paul, whatever.
Well, she also just thinks maybe he's going to chase after her.
Yeah, it was kind of like she thought he was watching her for some reason, but he wasn't at all.
No, he didn't care.
No. So anyways, well, he does kind of care, but we'll get to it. So Jason ends up doing his like patent jump out of the lake, sticks a knife through the underside of the raft, and kills her.
Yeah, that was crazy. You know what? The funniest thing with that, I would love to see how Jason swam through that water with a mask.
That's tough.
And you know he's not taking those shoes off either.
No, yeah, he swims full clothes. And dude, his ability to like, he's like a dolphin. When he gets out of the water, he explodes.
Yeah. I mean, he's just powerful.
Yeah, it's really impressive.
Yeah. I mean, but again, just imagining him underwater with that mask trying to breathe is kind of a funny idea.
He doesn't really need to breathe though. It's not really, he's kind of dead.
Yeah, that's a great point. I don't even know if he's alive like that.
Well, next, no, I don't know if it's the next one, not the next episode, the one after.
You can call it episodes. You know they're movies, right?
Movies, yeah. That's where he goes a little supernatural.
Oh, all right.
So we ain't there yet. But anyways, okay, so Paul, his girl left. He finally realizes his mistake. He shouldn't be with the twin. He goes to chase after his girl. And that's where the twin, once Paul leaves, she moves straight over to Jimmy and not back to Ted.
You want to dance?
Yeah.
Dude, again, this girl just like doesn't even care. She's just trying to hook up with people. Which
So-
doesn't, hey, bless her soul. I've never met one of these in real life.
To be honest, a girl like this I'd be like, I'm going to stay away from you. You're kind of a little much.
I mean, yeah, all joking aside, that's a big red flag when she's already hopped. This is her third guy now. So you probably don't mean a lot to her.
There's not many guys left. Like she went down the line. She's already at you. And for some reason, Ted, I don't even know. Well, I don't know why, but she just totally dismissed him.
Well, because he's trying like lame moves with the teddy bear. That's his big move.
Oh, that is a lame
Because his name's
move.
Ted. He uses a teddy bear and asks to kiss Teddy, which is just like, I mean, come on, bro.
Want to give Teddy Bear a kiss?
Yeah.
No aura.
But I mean, Jimmy doesn't have much game, but somehow she likes him.
I don't even understand why she went for Jimmy. It makes no sense whatsoever. She doesn't seem like she's a nice girl, like trying to throw a layup out. You know what I'm saying?
No.
But she did. So
Maybe it was the dance moves.
I mean, dude, it might have.
Maybe it was the dance moves. So anyway, she asks Jimmy to go upstairs, kisses him, and now Ted is left with the other twin. And this is where it's weird because he's sitting by her and he's like, I forget if him and Jimmy had the conversation, but it was basically they give you the idea that there's an ugly twin and a hot twin that everyone wants.
Yeah.
They look the exact same.
Again, hard to even tell them apart. You're right, but Ted's going after we're going to call her the ugly twin. And the funny thing is, at first she's like not into it. Then she sits next to him, but then he tries the Teddy line and it doesn't work. So
Yeah,
she's not into it.
It doesn't happen for Ted.
No.
Okay. So anyways, Paul left the house to go find Sam. He sees the raft. He sees her body, gets in the water, swims over to the raft, finds the body, freaks out because obviously she dead in the raft. That's a bad place to be too. Dead body. Now you got to swim back. You know what I mean?
Well, dude, that's terrifying to be honest. But you know what? Okay, wait, real quick. My first thought is like, these people, you see this happen in these horror movies a lot. Like they just see someone dead, immediately like scream and run away. I don't think that'd be my reaction. I'd be like, wait, what happened? Because you wouldn't think someone's killing them.
Yeah, and also like I'd probably be, if you're on the shore, I mean, I forget if he's trying to like kind of surprise her or something. You'd be like, hey, you know, whatever her name is, Sam. Hey, Sam. And she's not responding, but like, oh, something's wrong.
Yeah, and like if she's like laying there in blood, I'd be like, okay, wait, what happened?
Well, that's once you get there. Then once you get there, if she's like bleeding, I'm going to try to take the raft to the shore because there's nobody, like you're out in the middle of a lake. Like,
well, and she could still be alive. It's not like he checked a pulse or anything.
Correct.
I can't imagine he really even knows what happened. He just immediately saw her. Oh my gosh. And just speed swam back.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't last long because he makes it to the dock. And this is where, again, sometimes they do quick shots and cuts when people get killed. And it's kind of confusing. I'm pretty sure his dick got spear gunned.
Yes, you're right. Because I watched this a couple of times. I wasn't sure. Somehow Jason, spear gunned him right in the privates.
Yeah. I don't know. It happened.
I mean, honestly, at one point I'm like, did he do that to himself? It was hard to see, but no, it was definitely Jason.
Yeah, whatever. All right. So we're going to leave the kids for a little. Let's go back to the Jarvises. So Trish is with Rob. Again, they showed him up the masks, all that stuff. And she's going to walk him out for the rest of the night. And I guess he's just going to camp out near the house.
Yeah, they don't make it clear where he is, but he is close to the house because later she goes and visits him again.
Which, again, is a weird move, but whatever. So he leaves for the night, and then kind of cuts to later in the night where Rob's in the woods. So he's got a whole campsite set up with a tent. And this takes place around the time when Paul, I think, gets killed because he hears the scream. So he jumps up and he grabs a knife or something, I forget. He runs off from the tent just so he doesn't make it very far. When he hears something behind him and he looks back and you see it appears to be Jason. He didn't really show you, but it's like a figure that just slowly has left his tent and was just at the same campsite he left.
Right.
So he goes back. Rob goes back to the tent to find his gun has been like the barrel is bent.
Yeah, he broke the gun, which this whole thing I thought was funny because it's like, why is Jason sabotaging him? Why wouldn't he just kill him?
Correct.
Because Jason, as we know, just kills people.
Yeah, Jason doesn't just let you leave for no reason. And he already had the jump on him. The guy had no clue Jason was around. Why would he sneak in his tent? The guy's right there.
I don't know. Apparently they want him to live for a little bit longer.
His redemption arc.
Dude. Brutal.
I like when they make these characters you think are going to be strong and powerful. Nah.
No, dude, this dude was a zero.
Yeah, poor guy. All right, so back at the house, Jimmy and the twin end up hooking up back in the room. Ted finds so they're upstairs. The twin and Jimmy are upstairs. They're doing their thing. Ted finds this old black and white film, and it's like an old smut film. I don't know what you call it. There's like naked ladies in it, but
it's just like naked ladies doing dancing, and
I guess this is what people used to watch.
Maybe. And this dude, Ted, thought it was the funniest thing in the world. Like, there's so many shots of him just laughing at this.
Yeah, I think you're supposed to think he's kind of drunk too.
Oh, yeah, he's drunk. I think he might be high too. So
maybe a combo.
A little combo. Crossfade, as people say.
Oh, the crossfade. So, anyways, he's not really even interested in the other twin at this point. She's kind of just around. They're kind of just doing their own thing.
Yeah.
So the twin gets tired of this stuff, watching this weird film, which I totally would be on board too. Like, forget this.
Not a good time.
No. She goes upstairs and tries to get her sister to leave Jimmy, which the sister's like, no, you just leave. So we'll call her the ugly twin. Not that she's ugly at all. I'm just saying that's what they kind of describe her as.
That's what they called her, not us.
So she leaves, goes to get on her bike. And we see Jason's shadow. Like, they kind of show her on the bike and then they kind of show a shadow on the house or something. Jason kills her, all right? And then he pins her to the house.
Right. Again, what I like about these kills, they're fast and strong. That's what I'm seeing from Jason so far.
And they don't hardly show him.
And the main part is now we know Jason is definitely at the house. That's a problem.
Correct. Jason is definitely here. So back with the Jarvises, Mrs. Jarvis is in her house when all of a sudden the lights go out. Tommy and Trish aren't home. I don't know how or where or when, but they're not there.
That's a great point, though, because they, at least from my knowledge, it was never explained because, again, they had picked up the hitchhiker. They arrived at the house. They were all at the house. Now suddenly Tommy and Trish are gone, and it was never explained where they went.
They're in the car, and they're on their way home from somewhere.
It's almost like they went to pick something up for the party to hang out with other kids or something. I don't know.
That's a reach.
That's all I could come up with.
So she calls. So this is the Mama Jarvis, calls for Tommy and Trish. No one's home. The lights are out. There's a whole thunderstorm and rain coming in now. So it's getting a little scary out there.
Storm's blowing in. So
Miss Jarvis goes outside and then they do a close up on her and she screams. And that's the last we hear of Mrs. Jarvis.
Yeah, that's it. We don't really know what happens. It's assumed she's dead. I never saw her that I know. Maybe we did, just didn't recognize her.
Yeah, sometimes in this movie, like in these movies, they'll show like a dead body and it's hard to even tell like who it is.
Right.
I don't think we ever saw her again though.
No, I think the understanding is she's dead.
Well, she's 100% dead. How she died, I mean, Jason killed her. Where she is, who knows?
Yeah, it's interesting they didn't show it.
Yeah, that one is maybe there's a scene they cut out.
Probably.
Yeah. Some of these they cut out because it's like too violent for the time and you just don't know. All right. So Tommy and Trish arrive home, but they can't find their mama. She's gone. So Trish goes outside to look for the mom and somehow she ends up at Rob's tent. That got weird.
I'm going out on the path. Me too. No, you stay here in case she comes back.
Yeah. So like she's in the house with Tommy. She leaves to look for her mom and she ends up at Rob's campsite. Like, how far does she look?
I don't know why she's there. And what the even weirder part is she just goes and sits in the tent.
Super weird. Like, she goes to the campsite. Rob's not there. She's looking for her mom and she just sits in the tent.
Yeah. Odd.
Very odd. But I mean, I guess this is why. Rob comes back, freaks him out. He slashes the tent thinking it's Jason, I guess. I don't know.
What are you trying to do? Kill me?
Which is a crazy move because I think you'd be able to realize there's a smaller female in the tent, not a giant man sitting in there.
The whole scene was dumb, but whatever. Back with the partiers, Jim completes with the twin. So they're totally finished up now. And Jimmy, this is where it's just like cringe stuff, but he's asking how he performed. And I got to be honest, Tina gave him 2 thumbs up. That's the twin, Tina.
Yeah, I thought it was a nice gift. She told him he was great. He was not a dead F as he was concerned. I mean, again, we're seeing with Jimmy, he was so insecure. And this is his arc, right? He's finally, hooked up with a woman. She's satisfied. His ego is now fixed, repaired.
And she wants to do it again.
Yeah, so good job, Jimmy.
Yeah, good job. So anyway, so Jimmy's all pumped about this. He goes downstairs, and this is where it gets weird with Jimmy. Like, again, he's had such a redemption. He brings her underwear down and shows them to Ted.
Now I'm like, dude, this dude's a freaking weirdo.
Now you went weird on us.
Yeah, like, bro, you took the girl's underwear. Like, even if you knew her, that's a crazy move.
And to bring it down to the other dude, like, just enjoy your time, man.
And here's the problem. It was white underwear, and it's like, it's a sketchy move. You don't know what you're going to see in that thing. You know what I'm saying? And his buddy, like, takes the underwear and is investigating. It's like, that's kind of disgusting.
Nah, it's a little weird.
Yeah.
It's a little weird. Anyway, so Ted's again watching the movie, and Jimmy goes into the kitchen, and he's looking for that old fancy corkscrew to open the wine bottle.
Where could it be?
Where could this corkscrew be? Well, Jason shows him because he shoves it into his hand, and then he machetes his head.
Bro.
I mean, again, hey, Jimmy, you grabbed that girl's underwear. You deserve this.
Yeah, that's what he gets.
Not only, again, back to the underwear, it's like, wouldn't she also be like, hey, dude, where'd my underwear go?
You're going to have to explain that.
Like, oh, I went to show my buddy.
Yeah, Ted's got it down there. Like, that's not weird. Anyways, whatever. It doesn't matter because Jimmy's dead and Jason's in the house.
Right.
So Tina comes back to the room, finds it empty, and then she like spends a lot of time at this window.
Oh my God, this was funny. She's at the window. She's looking like trying to see. I think she's trying to see where her sister went.
So she notices the bike, her sister's bike's still there. So she knows her sister didn't leave the house, but they're setting the scene up for what's about to happen. And it's just too much time at the window.
Well, it's looking through the window and looking, is something behind me yet? Nope, not there yet. Okay, back at the window. Wait, is anyone back there yet? Nope. Okay, I'm going to go look through the window again. I guess really, honestly, it's making you think something's behind her. When it's not behind, she should be looking.
Yeah, Jason's in front of the window, and he grabs her through the window, breaks it, and then throws her out the window onto a car.
I loved it. I thought it was a great kill. Just tosses that body. Again, the strength of Jason. Not only can he climb up to the second story of the house, just one hand grabs her and tosses her out.
Yeah, that's a good kill.
Jason's strong. Like him.
Jason's strong. I like one of his moves coming up, too. We'll talk about it. So, back with Rob and Trish, all right? Who's Rob and Trish? I don't even remember. I'm trying to remember as I talk. Which ones are Rob and Trish?
Rob and Trish. Rob and Trish.
Rob and Trish. Those are the main characters.
Yes, Rob is the guy. Well, we could say we're going to find out he's hunting Jason.
He's the
and
bear
Trish
hunter.
is Jarvis.
Yeah, this is where we find out right now. So he tells her his sister is Sandra, and she was killed by Jason. Do you remember Sandra?
No, actually, I don't.
I put a picture on here so you could see because I didn't remember either. And she's not a big character, and she's from part 2. That's Sandra. So remember that dude we made fun of his hat?
That is part 2. Yeah.
Because he had that little newsboy hat, whatever it is.
We're making fun of the way he ran.
That's Sandra. That's Rob's sister.
Interesting they chose just like a random side character. Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, Rob's purpose is crazy, so whatever.
Yeah. So anyways, he gives her the backstory. He's there to find and hunt Jason. I guess he found out his body was gone. I don't even know how he got here so fast.
Yeah, and I guess he's figured out Jason's MO is like whenever new people come to visit the lake, he's going to try to kill them if they're kids.
Yeah, I guess. Whatever. He's horrible at his job. So anyways, Trish and Rob realize Tommy's at the house alone at this point, so they need to go back and check on him, which is very true. All right. So Trish and Rob are going back to the house, back with Sarah and Doug. So now we only have, these kids are dropping off like flies.
Right.
So Sarah again is like the timid girl, remember? And then Doug's the guy she's with.
The guy you don't hear anything from.
Right. So they've decided to take their relationship to the next level, and they're hooking up in the shower.
Right.
Now, Ted's still downstairs watching his movie, right? So he's left alone.
Yes.
So we got to get rid of this guy.
Absolutely. It's time.
So he sees a naked lady on the projector, because it's a projector is what he's watching. And he walks up and he starts to like touch the screen.
And he's talking to her. I mean, he's out of his mind right now.
Yeah. So then the film like snaps off and it just goes to the white screen. and he's looking, but there's a bright light in his face, and he's trying to figure out who's there, you know? And that's where he gets stabbed in the back of the head, like through the projector.
Yeah, through the screen. It was a good kill. I like it.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Again, sometimes they cut the kills. I'm like, dude, was that the front or the back? I can't tell where you get hit.
Well, I'm more thinking like, how did Jason go and shut the projector off from the back and then go sneak behind the screen without him seeing? I mean, Jason's a huge guy. Was he crawling?
Yeah, he hits it and like does an army crawl around. Don't look over here. All right. So anyways, Sarah and Doug in the shower, they're the only two left at this point. And this is where I would say Sarah did the craziest thing in the movie. She's in the shower with the shower on, and she grabs a towel and puts it on in the shower.
Oh, dude, that's crazy.
Right?
That's savage. No one wants a wet towel.
Who wants a wet towel? Unbelievable. So she does that. Doug stays in the shower, and he's just, oh, sorry, wait, there's one other part. I thought the towel part was crazy. She drops the love bomb right after, too.
Dude.
I think I'm in love.
What?
Yeah, it's like, Doug, you have a problem now. She immediately says, I love you. And then he's like, what'd you say?
Yeah.
Buying time.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, God, this is a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, she leaves. She goes back to the bed. She's going to just crash out for the night, or that's the plan.
Well, she's like blow drying her hair and stuff.
Yeah. And Doug stays in the shower. So Doug starts singing. Then the lights go out.
Yeah, and he thinks his buddy's in there messing with him.
He does. Until Jason breaks through the shower and does a palm like smash.
Yeah, I'd say like a face smash.
Yeah, face smashes him. Good kill.
Again, this Jason just like, he doesn't even need weapons, man. His hands are weapons.
Yeah, exactly. So Doug's
sorry, just real again though. I just like it because again, you're not seeing much of Jason. It's just like, you know, the music goes up, boom, he strikes, and it's like the deaths are always quick. There's no struggles here. Jason's just overpowering every one of them.
That's a good point. If you get hit with a machete, it could be in your stomach. You're instantly dead.
Yeah.
There is no, you get touched by the weapon, you're dead.
Yeah, he grabs you, throws you out a window, you hit the ground, dead.
Yeah, dead. All right, so Sarah ends up going back to the shower, and she finds Doug's body dead. He's like on the piece of glass of the shower. Whatever. She runs the front door, but it's locked.
And again, these movies, it reminds me of Halloween. It's like these doors get locked. How is he locking the door from the outside?
You don't, but they can never get through. And there's never like the bolt on the inside to undo it.
Yeah, no. Weird.
So whatever, but it doesn't really matter. She probably didn't want to go outside because Jason's out there. And how do you know? Because an axe flies through the door and kills her.
This is crazy. Like he threw the axe through the door. I mean, how do you even know? Whatever. It doesn't matter. It was a cool kill. I kind of liked it.
Trick shot.
Yeah, that was a trick shot. He took a risk on that one and paid off.
Yeah. So now all the new like partiers, they're all dead.
Yeah, that house is gone.
Whole entire house gone.
Yep.
Every single one of them.
I mean, that's what happens when you drink and hook up.
Yeah.
Lesson to you guys out there.
Yeah. Be safe. Be safe. So now we've dealt with all them. We're back to the Jarvises. So Tommy's got the lights back onto the house. I think he go into the fuse box maybe. Again, Tommy can fix stuff. He fixed up the house. Trish and Rob arrive. Trish goes to call for help, and Jason rips out the phone line.
Yeah, they don't know that, but yeah, the phone just goes dead.
Right. So this is where, again, oh man, dude, sometimes these plans. Rob and Trish decide to leave Tommy home alone.
I loved it because they're like, oh, they thought, okay, Jason might be around. Okay, let's go back to Tommy. We don't want him alone. Okay, Tommy's there. Okay, now the phone line's cut. Okay, let's leave Tommy and go out and find Jason. It's like, well, what about him?
It's crazy. Whatever. So they end up going next door. They find the door smashed in. But like, again, with Jason, sometimes he moves bodies around.
Oh, yeah, he definitely likes to play around.
Yeah, so it's like, they're not where they once were.
Yeah, but my problem, though, there are bodies all over the place. Like, we'll see later, like, there's bodies in the back door, bodies.
He moves them around. He moves them around. But they know Jason's there. Like, the door's smashed in. They know something's bad. So they go inside, and again, the lights are off. Rob goes, again, savage move, but goes to the basement, and he wants to go there alone.
Which is a crazy move. Instead of like looking around the house more, straight down to the basement. It's like, that's the last place I'd ever want to look if there's a killer.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
if you're in the basement, good for you. I'm going to get out of this house.
I don't know why they need to even turn on the lights and deal with all this. Like, again, Tommy's alive. They should just be back at their house. I guess they're looking for the phone line, but they have a bigger problem. This house doesn't even have lights.
Yeah, and Jason's clearly been there. The door's smashed.
Right. So it's like, get out of there.
No.
Get out of there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know those people well enough to care that much, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. So Trish and Gordon, the dog's with her too, okay? They're on the first floor. Rob went down to the basement. Trish starts walking through the house. Somehow Gordon kind of split off, and I guess he's upstairs. She hears him whimpering, and she walks through the house kind of calling for him. And this is, again, a weird part where the dog just jumps out of the second story of the window.
Yeah, why did he do that?
It wasn't like he was thrown. He just jumped out the window.
He's like, F it, I'm out of here.
I don't even know if we see him again.
Yeah, that's a good point. I remember him breaking out a window. I didn't know why.
There's no, I don't know of a reason. Maybe Jason scared him and he jumped out a window.
Weird. Maybe Jason threw him out the window. I don't know.
But he doesn't know. You got to watch it. He jumps. It's not a throw.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Anyways, Trish goes upstairs. Again, you can see where this is kind of going. Tommy, so this is like a side thing, but you just need to know this. Back at the house, Tommy ends up going through Rob's backpack. He finds the news articles about Jason and finds out that, like, you know, Tommy now, because they didn't really tell him the backstory, but Tommy kind of figures out he's like hunting for Jason or something. Or maybe it's just to show Tommy that Jason's around.
Well, yeah, it's going to play. It actually plays a big part in what's going to happen later. So he's rummaging through Rob's stuff and finds out.
You're right.
Yeah, he sees the history of Jason, sees Jason, what he looks like. And that's going to play a role in what the crazy move Tommy pulls at the end of this movie.
So crazy. So anyways, Trish ends up making her way to the shower. She's exploring around. She sees a bloody shower, but there's no body in there. So she follows, she like, I don't know why they did this, but like the shower where he died, Doug, there's no body, but there's blood. So then she follows it around and now he's like pinned to the door or something, or the wall.
Oh yeah, he was pinned to the wall. I mean, I wasn't even sure if that was him.
I think it was him.
Again, Jason likes to just move him around, which is crazy. This dude does a lot of work in a short amount of time.
Dude, excellent body mover. Best Jason body mover we have.
Yeah.
So she runs downstairs to get Rob. And while Rob's coming up the stairs, he breaks through a stair, but also like simultaneously, I guess, drops his knife.
Yeah, it just so happens the staircase gives way, and
and
now the knife's on the ground in the basement.
And he's got to go back to get the knife. And this is where,
oh my God,
the massacre of Rob takes place. Rob is the most pitiful guy. I actually felt bad for him dying just because of how pathetic it was.
It was so bad that I honestly was wondering if he really gets killed in this scene or if he's like working with Jason.
Like he just seriously puts up zero fight for a guy who was armed to the teeth to fight Jason, does not fight. He gets hacked to pieces. And while he's being hacked, he's yelling, "He's killing me."
Dude, it is so crazy. He's more concerned with verbal communication than fighting. You're right, because the whole time it's like, he's stabbing me. He's stabbing me. I'm getting killed by Jason. Hey, Trish, you there? I'm still being killed by Jason. You know what I'm saying? It was that crazy, though.
It's the Austin Powers when like Will Ferrell drops into the fire, you know?
Yeah,
I'm burning alive or whatever.
Yeah, very badly burned. Dude, it was hilarious.
Well, then this gets weirder too, because Trish is there on the stairs watching this happen. She runs upstairs and then she comes right back. Like there is no time in between. She goes up and then just comes right back to the basement. I don't know why.
I guess to check if he really got killed.
But Jason, she knows, is there.
I know. No, it's insane. I had to watch that again multiple times. Like, why did she come back?
It's
not like, hey, Rob, do you need help? Can I help you? Maybe I'll try to stop Jason. No, she's just kind of watching.
Well, and you remember that stair Rob broke through? Well, it comes into play because as she's on the stairs, Jason comes through the hole and grabs her.
Yeah, sticks his hand through, grabs that leg.
Again, where does she think he went?
I don't know. That was one of the stupidest things I've seen.
Whatever. So anyways, she gets grabbed by Jason, but she like gets the machete Rob had and didn't use at all. Grabs it, like slashes his arm, runs to the front door and goes to go out. But this is where I thought it was cool what Jason did. He's barricaded the doors with bodies. So he has people like strung up on the doors, like pinned to the walls to block her.
I mean, it was crazy. Now she could have just crawled through the legs, but whatever.
Yeah, well, it's a good touch. I actually liked it. I liked it. But she ends up going to the front door's the body, back door's the body. And she ends up having to go out the second story window.
No. She just broke through the window. I don't know if that was second story. It doesn't matter. She broke through a window and crawled out.
Maybe it's
later. She does a window jump.
Okay, she went out a window this time too, right?
I think she just crawled out though. She didn't jump.
Okay, maybe she crawled out. So she runs home, and now she meets up with Tommy. So now Tommy and Trish, only ones left. Everyone else is dead.
Yes, and now they got a problem because Jason's coming after her.
Yes, so they have to secure the house. So they start blocking. I mean, dude, this house is so unsecurable. It's stupid, but
again, and you have Jason, who's so insanely strong, and you've seen the power. I guess she doesn't know how powerful he is, though. I'll give her that.
She's gonna find out because there's an abnormally large window, like stupid large. Doesn't look something about it just doesn't look right type window.
Yeah.
And Rob's body gets flung through it.
Again, well, it throws a throwback to the first, I keep wanting to call it TCM, the first Friday 13th when one of the girls was thrown through the window.
Yeah, I do like a good window throw.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not bad, right?
Yeah.
Either way, whatever. He comes through wait, why does he have a spike in his head?
Why? I don't know, but he does. He's on the floor now with a spike through his head. I guess that's how Jason finished him because we didn't really get to see how he died.
Yeah, I kind of thought he got hacked to pieces. I guess he didn't. I guess he was just, he healed for a long time. I guess the spike slowly went into his head.
He may have had other wounds as well. I don't know.
Either way, Jason grabs Tommy. So Jason's like at the window and he grabs onto Tommy. And Trish hits Jason in the head with a claw hammer.
Yeah,
which is a good hit. Jason drops Tommy, and then he kind of makes his way to the door. And I like this one. This dude just trucks the door.
Oh man.
Explosion.
I love when Jason's just powerful. It's like unrelenting strength.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wordplay like that. So Tommy and Trish end up making their way up to Tommy's room and barricade their way in. Of course, Jason's going to get through this. Breaks through the door.
Well, that's the thing. It's like you just saw this dude blow through a door. You see how powerful he is. Yeah, this little flimsy dresser or whatever, bookcase in front. It's like, dude, he's getting through that. Plus, if I was in this situation, it's like, okay, barricade the door, sure, but you got to get out of that room. Like, don't sit there and wait.
Yeah, well, he's going to be there. So
now
whatever.
For suspense in the show, it worked.
Yeah, he breaks through the door. Trish grabs a TV, smashes it on his head. That kind of electrocutes him a little, and he falls to the ground. Then she comes up with a quick plan with Tommy. So she tells Tommy that she's going to get Jason out of the house, and when she does, Tommy needs to run.
Right.
That's the plan. Trish is going to kind of lure him.
And they did the thing where Jason's like passed out on the ground, and she's got to walk slowly past him, which I love that scene. Just it's nerve-wracking.
Okay, I liked it. It splits them up, her and Tommy. So Jason ends up waking up. He does, actually. The plan works pretty good. He chases her out of the house to the neighbors yet again.
Yeah.
Keep going back to the neighbors,
I know. I was like, why are we back at this house?
Yeah. So she ends up running up the stairs, dives out the window to the balcony onto the ground. That's the dive out the second story.
Yeah, second story. Man, that would jack you up. Can you actually just like slam your body through a window like that?
Not like that. It's going to hurt. You're going to get cut up and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be insane.
It depends. Back then, maybe single pane, you probably could explode through it pretty good, but you're going to get cut up.
Yeah, anyways.
So, anyway, she's injured, okay? And again, Tommy's back at the house, but here's where it gets interesting. Tommy has not left the house. Tommy has gone to the bathroom and given himself a little bit of a haircut.
Tommy's got a plan. He's got that picture of Jason, and I'm guessing what he's thinking is like, hey, I'm going to make myself look like Jason by shaving my head.
Guys, it's a crazy plan.
Dude, this is a ridiculous plan.
Now, I know we had someone pretend to be Jason's mom. That made a little more sense. Him trying to look like Jason as a kid, and just by cutting his hair, it's a wild move.
It works, but I don't understand it.
And it's just the shittiest haircut, Dude,
well, at first he's doing scissors, then he just shaves. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. So anyways, he's now masked himself to look like Jason, right?
Well, but he doesn't. He looks like a kid with a shaved head, but
whatever. Yeah. Yeah. So Trish makes it back to the house with Jason following her. Jason's trying to grab her while she's trying to stab him. There's like a little where they're actually kind of like fighting back and forth. Jason grabs Trish by the throat, starts to strangle him. That's where Tommy arrives, looking like Jason and saying, "Remember me, Jason? Jason, remember?"
Jason! Remember me, Jason? Jason, don't you remember?
I was so confused when this happened because for the first time I watched through, I didn't understand what he was doing at all. But then the second time I realized, okay, he saw the picture of Jason, so he's trying to look like him, I guess. I still don't understand. So I guess he's just thinking like, hey, remember when you were a kid, Jason?
I don't know. Whatever. It worked. It kind of mesmerized him a little bit, enough to where Trish grabbed like a knife, knocked off his mask, and I think buried a machete in his head or something. But she drops it on the ground. Tommy jumps down, grabs the knife, sneaks up behind Jason, and buries the knife into his head.
Yeah, he kind of hit him on the side. Then Jason falls, and the knife goes all the way into his head. And then it cuts to another scene.
Well, okay, that's an important scene, though. That's okay. So he hits him. I think Tommy buries it in his head, and Jason falls down, but the weight is kind of on the knife.
Right.
So Jason's head like falls with gravity and everything, falls into the knife, like ballooning his head out.
Yeah, it was pretty gross.
Yeah, it was actually a crazy special effect. We'll talk about it in the facts after.
Oh, okay.
So anyways, his head gets all deformed and exploded looking. Trish and Tommy hug. And then we have a problem because Jason's hand wiggles. And this is where things get weird. Tommy grabs that knife and just goes ham on Jason.
Yeah, I think we're led to believe that Tommy's losing it a little bit because he just like he won't stop stabbing Jason. I actually think what he's doing is right, though.
Dude, for once, I'm like, thank God somebody's actually trying to finish the job.
Yeah, like hack this dude in 1,000 pieces. This guy's been dead before.
Dude, he needs to be like fish food when you're done with him. You can't even, it's just little chunks.
Yeah, and then throw it into like an incinerator or something.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
And then spread it around in different places throughout the country.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm on board. But no, this is where they're trying to do a little spin. Like there might be something wrong with Tommy. And this is a little bit of a, what's the word? Foreshadowing into the next couple movies. We'll say that.
Interesting. It's funny because I've watched, I don't even honestly remember what I've watched and what I haven't, but I do know there's always been something different with Tommy Jarvis. Now I remember hearing something, or maybe I watched a movie. I don't know.
Yeah, there's something different, all right? So anyways, the screen goes white and Trish is at the hospital. All right, she's talking to the doctor and the sheriff, and she asks if she can go see Tommy. Tommy arrives and they hug. And then the camera pans in or zooms in on Tommy and he's just staring menacing at the camera.
Yeah, like something's wrong with this kid now.
Yeah, it makes you think like Tommy may be the next Jason.
Yeah, that was the idea, is like, I think that's not his last kill.
That's also not the last time we'll have that thought.
Okay.
I'm going to leave it at that.
All right.
That's the end. That's it.
Yeah.
What's your final thoughts? Let's give you a rating and final thoughts.
Okay, so yeah, brief sum it up here. I enjoyed it. I had a good time watching the movie. The music's great. Storyline was kind of all over the place as it usually is. It's so funny when you watch these. They all have the same exact structure. Bunch of kids show up. He kills all these kids. You don't really get to know him very well, and that's it. Then he gets killed somehow.
Some of the stories get told better than others, but
yeah. And I liked the Jarvises in this one. He didn't really get to. I guess we got to know some of the victims, but none of them stood out as like fun characters I enjoyed being around.
Except for Jimmy. Jimmy was a character.
He was weird though, but I did enjoy some of the scenes. It was just kind of funny. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I'll give this one like a 6.5.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was one of the better ones.
I gotta be honest, most of these movies, with the exception of one we're going to be watching here shortly, I enjoy them for the most part. Actually, even the ones I don't, I like the movies. I think they're fun to watch, even when they're bad. It's kind of like TCM. Even a bad one, I'm still kind of into.
Well, it's because the whole premise, the main storyline of Jason hunting people down and then watching the way. Oh, that's one other thing I'll throw in. I did like the kills, and I like the strength of Jason. He was great in this one.
Yeah, it's funny you said that because I have it written right there. But
if I have it here, kills with a plus mark.
Yeah, I'd say overall, again, I love the woods. I love Jason as a character. Him coming back from the morgue. Yeah, I'm not against it. It's kind of interesting because now we're seeing like Jason's a straight up monster.
Yeah.
Like I enjoyed his morgue kills, and he Dude, there was no break. He would murder like 3 people super fast.
And when you see him, again, you get so desensitized to it. But when you see him in this one, especially, he is scary. Like, it's like terrifying. He's got his mask on now, right? He's huge and it's like power. He's a terrifying slasher.
Yeah. So really good. Like the power, like when he explodes the doors, I love it. Those are good. I do think like some of the plot, like the story building, like Rob was a weird character, dude. Like super strange. The way that he wanted to see kids. I mean, I know what they're doing, but it's still weird.
You could have removed him and it wouldn't have taken away anything from the movie.
Well, at least if he had like an arc where he actually like defended or saved someone, that'd be great. Maybe saved someone and died, but that dude just got murdered for like did nothing.
Yeah, there was no purpose.
Yeah, a little too much back and forth to the houses too. That was kind of like a lot going back and forth. And like you said, out of all those victims, there's like one that's like Sarah's kind of likable, but I guess I like the idea they toy with who could be the final girl because it could be Trish or her. You don't really know.
Well, wait, now, and one other thing you mentioned, the back and forth from the houses. You're right. That one scene where Trish left the Jarvis house just to jump out of the window of the other house to go back to the Jarvis house. None of that needed to be. There's no purpose for any of that. It just extended the show out.
There's some weird scenes. Like, I mean, the like we talked about on the staircase where she like Trish leaves after Rob gets killed, but then comes right back. It's like crazy.
Or Rob again, just like talking about how he's dying. That was weird.
But I mean, on a positive, Jimmy's dance moves, iconic. So good.
Best to ever do it.
Best to ever do it. Overall, out of the Jason movies, I'm going to give this, what'd you go with?
6.5.
I'll go 6.6. I'll go a little bit higher. It's good. It's worth the watch. Is it one of the best? Probably not. Is it one of the worst? No.
I don't know. For me, this is kind of on the better list of the Friday the 13th movies we've seen so far.
I mean, I would like a little more character development with like the victims where you get to know them and care a little more. Maybe not have as many in that house. Also, the addition of the twins was kind of weird. It kind of had weird dynamics to the whole thing.
Well, the addition of the twins and Rob, they just kind of throw them in. It's just like, oh, we met these people. Now they're part of the show.
Yeah, but overall, I enjoyed it. All right, now let's get into some fun facts on Friday the 13th, the final chapter. And the first one was not the final chapter.
No.
Not at all. So despite the title, final chapter was far from the last film of the franchise. Paramount intended it to be the definitive end of Jason Voorhees' story due to declining critical reception, but it was a success.
Yeah. Again, I think they did a good job with this one. And I had read that too. So I'm glad they kept it going.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Me too. There's some better ones coming up. Corey Feldman's breakout role. The final chapter was Corey Feldman's first major role as Tommy Jarvis. His performance as a resourceful, horror-loving kid helped cement his career and turned Tommy into a fan favorite character.
Of course, dude. Corey Feldman, just a great child actor, a freaking weird adult, but he did great as a child actor.
Yeah, he's fun to watch. He's like he's got a funny personality, you know?
Dude, he adds life to any role. Again, Mouth and Goonies, get out of here.
No, come on. Jason's death was groundbreaking. Jason's death scene where he's killed with a machete to the head was a groundbreaking moment in special effects. Tom Savini created the effect by using a prosthetic wax and a mechanical head that deformed under pressure.
Oh, dude, that was a Savini one, huh?
Yep, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it did look great. I don't even know if I could show you it. Probably can't, but
no. Jason was played by a stuntman. Ted White, a seasoned stuntman, played Jason Voorhees. White disliked the role, but he took it for the paycheck. Always nice to hear. Despite his disinterest, fans praised his performance for making Jason more menacing and physical.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I thought he played it great. That's ironic that he didn't even like it.
Yeah, I know. That's funny. He's like a really good Jason, but hated it. Took it for the money.
Yeah.
The iconic dancing scene. Here we go. Crispin Glover's awkward dance as Jimmy is one of the most memorable and bizarre moments of the film. Glover improvised the dance on set and it became an instant cult classic favorite.
Dude, hey, stands the test of time. Because it was so crazy. I was just like, what the heck is this?
Dude, it's something else. Well done.
Good job, dude.
Well done. All right, last one we have. Tommy Jarvis was based on Tom Savini.
Tom must really think highly of himself.
Yeah, did Tommy mention he has a huge
yeah. That scene was cut for time for the movie.
So the character Tommy Jarvis was inspired by Tom Savini himself, reflecting his love for horror and special effects as a child.
I mean, that is cool. Like you're basing it off a horror movie icon, really.
Well, and it's funny because now it makes total sense, right? All the masks and stuff and all that. I mean, those were some crazy masks.
Not only crazy, you're right, and it didn't play a role in anything that happened, right? Like it would have made more sense, I guess, if Tommy would have created a mask to look like Jason. He didn't have the time to do that, but
well, dude, that would have been so much better.
Yeah, if there's a mask he had which looked similar.
Instead of cutting his stupid hair, he could have come down with a mask. Dude, that makes like way more. I mean, does it make sense? I don't know, but I would have been into it.
It makes more sense than him shaving his head and then now Jason thinks this kid is him. I don't know.
Either way, good movie. I enjoyed everything about it. Well, that's a lie. You know what I mean. I told you what I liked and what I didn't.
It was a fun movie to watch. I mean, even when we're doing a review, there's certain parts that kind of light us up. It's a good thing.
It's true.
Some of these movies just like, I don't even know what I just watched.
Yeah. All right, we're going to close this one up. Next will be, I mean, this was the final chapter. I think the next one's the beginning.
Oh, all right. I don't remember that one.
It's part 5. I forget the title of it. I've watched like 5 of these in a row.
All right.
So anyway, special thanks to all our patrons. We appreciate it. Love having you guys.
Yes, thank you very much.
And all you left reviews, you're awesome too.
Yes, thank you. And thank you for just watching.
Yeah. All right. See you later.
And listening. Bye.
Bye.